What's up, guys? Another episode of the Art of Life. I'm Kojo. This is Steve. This is episode number whatever, 123, I think it is now. It's been a great run. We're getting money and sponsorship and everything. To start off today's show, this is a very cool watch, the Tissot T-Race Touch. So Touch is now making its way to watch from the watchmaker side as opposed to the iWatch they're talking about and all of these different things. But it's basically a sports watch, and you touch next to 3 o'clock, which activates the screen. And you have things like timer, lap times. There's a compass. and actually a functioning compass. I actually messed with it a bit, and it's really, really cool. As well as then setting the time. So it's a way that technology is starting to really go into all the different aspects of our lives. Yeah. And a couple of the watchmakers are doing this now. I think Radar also has one. But it's quite a cool, nifty watch if you're into sports or if you're into things like diving and what have you.
How much does it cost, you know?
No, I have no idea. I think they're still bringing them into the market. But yeah, I must say that Tissot's prices compared to some of the other watches is not too bad. They have the MotoGP kind of limited edition that they do every year. And I think you're looking at about 7-8 grand with that. So
it's not that bad, actually.
In comparison to a lot of watches are going for 40, 50, 160, 170,000 rand.
Isn't Tissot mostly diving watches, or is it?
It's diving and sports.
Okay,
sports
so
watches.
I thought it was specifically diving.
No, it's not just specifically diving. So for example, the T-Race Touch, while it works for diving, but it works with things like lap times. And timers, etc. There's also Tide, but you can use it for multiple things.
Cool.
So that's
nice one. Okay, on the note of underwaterness, I've got this new thing here. This is the new Drift HD camera from Drift, and it's called the Ghost. And basically, this is the competitor to the GoPro. And you can see immediately straight off that you've got a nice big screen on the side, and it shoots obviously in wide angle, which is quite lacquer. The one problem that I have with it is, there goes the battery. The one problem I have with it is this is 3,200 rand roughly. A new GoPro is about 3,000 rand. This doesn't come with an underwater casing, so you can go a little bit underwater with this, but you can't go very deep.
Well, how do you mount it as well?
There are mounts underneath here. You've got a few mounts and stuff like that. That's the other part of it that I'm not the biggest fan of, is that the GoPro mounts are idiot easy. Yeah. You just literally stick it on and you go. So basically, when people ask me about this new camera, what I tell them is, if you're going to be going basically in a car, or you're dropping from the sky, or you're anywhere that you're not going to be getting dust into it, or under obviously water or stuff like that, this is a great camera. And it really is a good camera. The controls are great, very easy to use. Got a nice big screen on the side, but if you're going to be going crashing down a mountain on your back, I would stick with the GoPro.
Was you crashing down a mountain?
Or on a mountain bike, or going down. Even like snow. This is good for snow and stuff like that. But I wouldn't start going underwater diving with this unless you've bought the 600 rand extra casing for it. Yeah, they've got a big uphill climb to go. Them and Sony have also brought out their new action camera.
I've seen they have a bunch of different.
They've got a huge amount of work to do to get into the brand that is GoPro, who have this list of endorsements of some of the biggest extreme sportsmen in the world who endorse their product. But they do have something pretty solid here, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. Okay, and then the last thing we have is the Asus Fonepad. Somebody has said at least they were calling it something mini. It's 7-inch. It competes with kind of, I guess, your iPad minis and stuff, but it's slightly smaller. It kind of fits in the hand.
Yeah.
The big deal about it is that you can also phone with it, although phoning like this doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with phoning like this, actually, and I've got a small head.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know what you're saying. A lot of people feel like idiots too.
But the interesting thing about it, and I have some of the specs for it, but it's full 3G phone function, Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, the new Intel Atom dual-core CPU, and when they launched it with Intel. And Intel has a whole kind of education program, and what they're doing is they're looking to push this as an alternative for high school kids, etc. So they're going on a drive around South Africa just to really kind of push this device as being an alternative, not as expensive as some of the other stuff. But yeah, it's great. It's Android. It works.
How much does it cost? You know.
That I'm not sure. That I have no idea.
Because it is like that's the cool thing about the brands that sort of follow the big guys, follow the Samsungs and the Apples, is they can often come in at a lower price points and give you something that you can afford.
Absolutely.
I have no doubt this will be cheaper than an iPad.
I think it is, and I think we'll pop the pricing on the screen. The other interesting thing is that it does is that some of the apps. So there's an Asus web storage. You get 5 gigs with it. 5 gigs lifetime Asus web storage. So it really is being kind of geared towards and I think the approach with education is an interesting one, because everybody's trying to get the kids right now. And with the challenges we have in this country around delivery of education systems, if they can get that right, then it might be the one.
And that's what I say, is like that price point, if it is cheap enough, they can beat Samsung out, they can beat Apple out.
And Asus make decent devices. I mean, particularly laptops and stuff. So.
No, nice one.
Cool. That's our show for the day. Have a good one.